Good morning.
Hello.
Trying to both get into the screen here. Good morning, everybody. We will let you catch up with the fact that we are live, and I will get the audio going because I forgot to do it last week, and I had to re-record from the video, which is not ideal. Tracy's here in person, as you can see. Good morning. Welcome to the Coffee Chat Show. I'm just going to hit this now. Okay. We are live and online. Good morning, Monique. We are launching the third book this morning. We are launching Practical Change Volume 3. Hey, Jamie. Good morning. Okay, the book is out. It's up on Amazon. Jamie, Coffee Extra Dark. That's us. The book is up on Amazon. Go to thecoffeechatshow.com and you will see the link. Good morning, Dodie. Good morning, Erica. Yay, we're glad you're here. Good morning, Christy. Hello. So Tracy is here because the Delta Hire Management Team is coming into Vermont to train with me. Tracy is here to work logistics for me for the next 4 or 5 days until Wednesday. So we welcome the management team of Delta Hire tomorrow, 13 people into Burlington. We'll be doing our training event at the Inn at Essex. So we are excited about that, and we're here with you this morning. Tracy got in at, like 1 o'clock this morning, so we've had hardly any sleep.
The world of flying.
Yeah.
And not getting where you want to go. And you just, okay, what's next?
So we have to go pick up her bag after this because her bag, she missed a flight, got another flight. Anyway, she's here. It's all good. Okay, so we are launching the book this morning. There it is, live and in person. The easiest and quickest way to get to it is go to thecoffeechatshow.com. Click the big banner that says buy your copy of Practical Change. It will take you right over to Amazon. And you can purchase a copy or as many copies as you want right from your Amazon account. So the book is available up live on Amazon. And 75% of the profits from this book go to A Generous Heart, which continues to fund the Young Literacy programs. We would like to add the middle school to the Young Literacy programs this year. And the sales of this book can help make that happen. So share the book, share the link, tell people to go buy it. It's for a good cause. We're going to run you through our favorite pieces of the book. We're excited. Now, the other thing we did different this time is Tracy created a workbook, a companion workbook, which is completely free. So if you go to thecoffeechatshow.com and you click free stuff, you will be able to download a companion workbook to the book. For those of you that have not read my books before, I write them and design them like an oracle. So you can literally pick this book up, open it anywhere, and get something out of it and read a piece. They are little snippets of writing. So it's like an anthology. And Tracy went through and created a workbook that gave you action items, after each.
Probably for like 80% of the chapter.
The ones that she thought would...
A lot.
The ones that she thought required action items or would help you actually take the book and do something with it, right? Because you'll read it, you'll get inspired, and then if there's no action items, what good is it?
Yes.
Okay? So, Erica, you'll look for the book. It's... Okay, go right to thecoffeechatshow.com. There's a big banner right on there that says buy your copy of Practical Change Volume 3. That leads you right over to Amazon, and you buy it right off your Amazon account. We are selling them. Amazon is selling them for us.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
Okay. So Tracy edited it, and she's going to tell you what she thinks about it. And I'm going to cover my ears in case she said something bad.
It's amazing. You probably know this. You probably experienced this in your life when you read a book and then you pick it up a year later. You find things that you didn't catch the first time. Well, I read all these pieces from Noelle, and to be able to read them again, first with an editing mind, but then reading them again for a personal touch, and then seeing how they can add value to you, to me, to just life in general. It pushes you to go deeper still, right? It has you open thoughts that you may not have thought of on your own. And then that's what the workbook is for. It's to have you think of things outside the box of what your mind is normally thinking, because we need to see something different if we want it to show up differently. So I just wanted to talk real quick about my favorite, and it's the first chapter, which I didn't expect that this morning when I went looking for it, but it's the one called Make the Bed. And I know Noelle talked about this on a coffee chat show before about making the bed, and how Admiral William McRaven had a speech about it and how important it is. So we're just going to read a little bit from here. It says, now let's talk about what making the bed can contribute to you. If you want to change the world, start by making your bed. That's what he said. And so just to make the bed, it says a lot about you. It sets your day. It helps you show up. It makes new habits. I mean, it's such a simple task that if you can promise to do that every day, it just catapults how easy it is to add something else, and to then add a new habit and another habit. And then the next thing you know, you can add something even grander, because you realize how just making the bed changes everything. It just brings in a whole new essence of your energy.
And if you can't make the bed every day, like, that's the whole point, right? If you can't commit to at least making the bed, how the hell are you going to change anything else?
Yeah.
If you think you're going to work out every day, or you're going to treat yourself better, or you're going to drink your water, or if you can't even pull the covers up and make the bed, you know, my grandfather was adamant about making the bed. He was a former Navy guy, and not only did he make us make me make the bed, but he would bounce a flipping quarter off the thing to make sure it was made correctly. And even in my 20s, I would hide in my room, and I'd be afraid to come out of my room he didn't even want you coming downstairs for coffee unless your bed was made. So I would wait until he went to the barber, because he went to the barber like all the time, or he went to the Union Hall. He was local 4 Union in Boston. So I would wait until he left, then I would run like a bat out of hell downstairs and get my coffee and run back upstairs. And then I would make the bed. But and my son, who's 21, he's, that's his thing too. So I taught him that. And I just feel like Tracy was saying, right when it begins the day with a task that's complete. And in the section of the book, we give you the YouTube link if you haven't seen the Admiral's speech about making the bed. I suggest you watch it. It's well worth the watch.
I want to read this. It says, so this is from Noelle. For me, making the bed has always been about creating order and making a fresh start on the new day. As you know, I'm big on how you begin and end your days. When you end your day by walking into a room with a messy bed, that takes away your energy. Everyone likes to get into a fresh bed at the end of a long day. It's the little things that you do every day that contribute to a new reality, small changes done consistently over time, net big results.
So that really, this month, right, August was us talking about stories. And so the last few weeks we've been talking about vetting out your cruddy old stories and finding the things that no longer serve you, doing that forgiveness work, doing that digging. And this morning we were going to be talking about how to create a new story. And so it's a perfect time to talk about practical change, because practical change, create a new story. The book is called Practical Change, My View from Here. And it is really just a culmination. Again, it's an anthology, right? So it's a culmination. The last time I published a book was in 2017. It's 2022. So it's a culmination of writing that took place over these last years. And it's written in such a way that you can pick up the book and you can open it anywhere and you can get something out of it. It's also written in a way that you can gift it to people for inspiration and motivation. Creating a new story is really as simple as deciding to begin differently each day, which you could make the bed and make that the first step, the first thing that you do. You can make it up any way that you want. You can create any story that you want for yourself. You can tell yourself any story. And we've talked a lot this past month about the stories that you have been telling yourself that are no longer serving you. And I want to really make clear to you that anything is possible for you. Anything is possible. Impossible is only an opinion, and it doesn't have to be your opinion. And as I was thinking through what work I will do with the Delta Higher Management team when they're here over these next days, I have been thinking about, really having them see that in building this company, anything is possible for us. Our mission statement is we want to change the world one job at a time. And that's really the truth. That's really what we want to do. We are committed to having people have a different experience in workplaces and really working with companies on their culture and how they're treating staff and all of that. All of those kinds of things encompass what we're building out with Delta Higher. So as I was thinking through what I would say to them, I was also thinking through what I would say to all of you this morning about creating new stories. And it's really as simple as, first you have to decide what you want, because if you can't even language what you want and write it down, you can't bring that into being. You can't bring that into your reality. So you have to be able to, Kirsten. Hello! You have to be able to, we're seeing all of our, we have a posse too, you guys, and they they support the show. We've been doing the Coffee Chat show, has been in business now, even though it's not a business, it's my give back, but we've been doing it since 2014 in some variation. The website, Erica, is easy. It's the Coffee Chat show. It's the website for the show. So if you want to buy the book, Practical Change, My View from Here, the new book, it's out on Amazon. The simplest way to find it is go to thecoffeechatshow.com, click the big link. It's about that big. It says, buy your copy of Practical Change now. It'll take you right over to Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member and you're already logged into your Amazon on your phone or on your computer, it'll take you right into your own account, right to the page of the book. The free companion workbook, just click the free stuff button on the site, the free downloads, and you can download lots of different things there, but on the top, on the top, you'll see that it says free companion workbook, and Tracy wrote that workbook for you guys. So changing your story, first you have to be committed to a new way of being, and you're making the bed. It could be as simple as starting there, right? You could just commit to something, one task, one habit, one new thing. We got reviews for the show, I would say at least several times every 2 weeks. We have people writing in saying how much the Coffee Chat show has meant to them. And so I wanted to read you, we used 2 of the reviews from you guys actually on the back of this book. And one of them says, I just wanted to say thank you for the Coffee Chat show. I have been struggling with low self-esteem and getting myself motivated to feel better about me, get active and participate in my life and motivate myself to lose weight. I needed to hear the message this morning and actually stumbled across your live version of the Coffee Chat show on Facebook. I'm so very thankful for it because I do talk myself out of taking better care of myself or feeling better. I just wanted to say thank you for giving me a tool that I can actually use. And that's from Pamela B. in New York. So we do, we get reviews on the show all the time. The book is like the little messages that I give you on the show. It's a culmination of those things. It's called My View from Here, this one. Again, here's the cover. 75% of any profit that is made from this book is going to fund A Generous Heart, which is the nonprofit that I use to fund young literacy programs in local community libraries. And we'd like to expand into middle school this year. I will read you my favorite piece of the book, and then we'll talk some more about creating new stories for yourself. So Tracy likes the first chapter, and I, not knowing that we were going to pick the Alpha and the Omega here, I like the last, which is called Revealing Leaders. And I will just read you a little piece here. All the power to change your life lives within you. You must be willing to do the work. You have to be willing to go to war with the parts of yourself that hold you back. You have to be willing to have a future unlike the past. And you have to be willing to let go of your old conversations and stories, the ones that aren't serving you anymore. And I ask you, what are you telling yourself every day? What old conversations and stories are you still living in as if they were the truth about you? And who do you believe you are? Because truthfully, that's what matters. What matters is not what I believe about you or what Tracy believes about you. What matters is what you believe about you. Leading ourselves is a most difficult task because we have to dig out all the things that aren't working and clean them up. If you want a different future, you have to be a different person. And in order for that to happen, you have to release all the old versions of yourself. You know the saying, what got you here won't get you there. Complaining breeds complacency and honesty pushes for action. Like Brene Brown says, clear is kind. Be clear with yourself about isn't working. Start telling yourself the truth. Don't fool yourself with your excuses anymore. Recognize that the changes you aren't getting is a direct result of the work that you are not doing.
It gives me goosebumps. So spot on.
And that's really the truth.
Yeah.
I can talk to you all day, every week about the old stories and releasing them and making a new story. But the truth is, if you don't do the work, if you're not willing to change yourself, then nothing I can say is going to help you. Nothing any of us can say is going to help you. You have to be willing to make the change. You have to be willing to do the work.
I want to tell the story about the suitcase again.
So I haven't seen her new suitcase, by the way, so I can't verify that it has no
duct tape, right?
Duct tape on
Duct
it.
tape and zip ties are my friends because they hold things back together. But just growing up with parents from the Depression, how you don't throw it away, you fix it, but it changes the whole way of being. And so I would always fix these things. I show up in Vermont with this orange suitcase that has duct tapes on the corners because they're kind of starting to split. And I'm not thinking that it has any correlation to the wealthy woman that I want to be in my future. And after digging in and having Noelle present the truth to me and having me look deeper and work through it, I could have had this.
Which, by the way, was I wouldn't walk through the airport next to her because we got to the carousel and she picked up this suitcase that looked like we got it under the bridge in Boston.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What is that?" And she said, "That's my suitcase." And I said, "I'm not even walking next to you in the airport. And this is disgraceful."
And it wasn't even orange duct tape that it could have hid. It was gray.
So bad.
The kind you use at home, right? And so I just had to release. I could have had the story, oh, my mother gave me that suitcase. Or, oh, I've had that suitcase since Luke was a baby. Or, oh, that suitcase means so much. No. If I want to be a wealthy woman and I want to present myself in all areas, because all areas have to match, I had to release it and spend the money for a new set. And how liberating and how wonderful it was when I made the purchase. But it took her showing me to look outside the lines that has an effect on your life too. So
Lynn Marie said she hopes he bought new. She did.
She bought
new luggage.
A set of 3. It's really nice.
No duct tape.
No.
But that's so. I mean, what Tracy's saying is, we say to ourselves, "Oh, I want to be a new way. I want to, create a new story." And I know her. I've known her for 35 years now. She does the work. She wants to do the work. So I know that she's been doing the work on herself, right? Every day. Then she shows up here in Vermont last October, I think, for my mom's, or August, whatever it was. Last year, she shows up here and, she has this suitcase that's hideous and put together with duct tape. And I'm saying, okay, so you're doing the work. I know you are. You're doing your affirmations. You're setting up your days. You're still living in your mind. You're still living in poverty. In your mind, you haven't cracked open into the new level. So where you vibe is where you attract, right? So if you are doing all this work on, being healthy and wealthy or prosperous or getting a new job or getting a new car or whatever, but then the circumstances around you, right? We talk about how everything has to match. So let's just say you're going into a house and your house is filthy and you can't even get in the front door because there's so much crap, or you're treating people terribly and you're saying that you're a wealthy, generous person and you go to a restaurant and you don't give a tip, or you're shitty to the waitstaff, that's called incongruency. And you cannot create that new story unless everything lines up, right? That's my husband
Yep.
telling you that duct tape is man's best friend. Another duct tape fan upstairs, right? The two people closest to me they love the duct
But
tape.
I want to say that the old story that was running me was, if it's not broken, like just if it's broken, fix it, right? You don't have to go out and buy a new one, and don't spend money on frivolous things. And so I had to change that story of what I deserved.
She had to make a new story.
Yeah.
So what was the new story?
Yeah, I'm a wealthy woman, and I deserve to have that, and I've worked hard my whole life, and I have money in the bank, and I can buy it, and I can buy it. Oh.
And I can buy myself a $60 suitcase or $100
It's crazy.
suitcase.
It's crazy how limiting something, a small thing that I didn't even see, how limiting it is. Yeah.
All right, now I want to speak to something here because everyone's on a different level, right, with their prosperity, okay? So there's two principles at work here. One is, when you're able, you upgrade the thing and you release the old thing and you let it go and all of that, right? So the upgrade on the suitcase could have simply been something that wasn't put together with duct tape, but was still, affordable, whatever, right? Because everyone has the level at which they're at. Tracy's level just happens to be elevated much beyond what it was 20 years ago when Luke was little, myself included when Antonio was little, right? When you have things that you wish to elevate, the principle there is to take very good care of what you have and make it the best that it can be. Okay, so for a long time, when Antonio was very small, I was going, do you remember Kmart? I was going to Kmart and getting those cotton blankets to cover ripped furniture because it was all I could afford was the furniture that I had that somebody had given me. And it was this awful mint green color. It was a leather, so it was terrible. And instead of leaving the ripped sofa in my space as a ripped sofa, right? I did what I could afford to do at that moment. I bought these these thin cotton colored blankets from, it was Kmart at the time, and I covered the whole sofa nicely. And then I had fabric and I recovered pillows that I had. So I made it, and everything was impeccably clean and neat. And I did the best that I could. I had press board, TV stand and whatever from Kmart. But everything was well taken care of for the best that I could do, right? So there's two different principles here. When you're able to elevate it and get a new one and up your prosperity consciousness and level to the next thing when you're able.
Yep.
When you are still sitting in what looks like what you don't want, Kirsten says Gorilla Glue, then take the best care that you can for everything around you, because how you take care of what you have at the level that you are also creates that energy for attracting the next thing.
Yes.
Okay? So if you have furniture that you don't love, do the best that you can to love it. Cover it with a blanket, get a new pillow, do what you can, clean it. Make it as nice as possible. Instead of walking into a living room and being pissed off that the furniture isn't what you want it to be, and then you don't take care of it and it's not cleaned up and it's not neat. And do you see?
Can I say?
Yeah, please.
A thing that I did when I was starting out, trying to create a life that was wonderful, I didn't have a lot of extra cash to buy baskets to organize things. I would want my pantry to be organized, and I thought my son needs a pair of sneakers rather than baskets. And so I would take the containers from spinach and lettuce and raspberries and whatever, and I would make arrangements in my drawers or to keep the granola bars separate from the candy bars, and it worked because every time I would open the pantry, it was organized, it was inviting, I could find things quickly. So you just improvise and then slowly I would buy one, and then 3 weeks later I would buy one, and then the next thing you know, I have a pantry full of baskets. It was a test for me to see how can I make my environment pleasing and easy to live in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So when you're creating that new, okay, Stevie says, when you want to create goals for success but don't have a dream career, where do you suggest to start? Stevie, you might start with a set of affirmations that says you're making a wonderful income doing what you love, if you don't yet know what that is going to be. And then, so I always recommend when you're wanting to create a new story and going to a new level, use that affirmation card tool, the index card tool that I teach over and over again, right? Get 10 index cards, and on each index card, write a statement or an affirmation of what you are wanting to create. And then every time your mind tells you that you're a poor sucker, you bring those they're like flashcards for you, and you go through them and through them and through them and through them until those new ideas and new thoughts start to sink in as the new stories. So if you want to have your dream career, but you don't yet know what that is, you can simply say, I want to contribute to people and I want to make a living doing it. And I'm asking for clarity on the direction of that. And I know that every step that I take is leading me on that path, even though I can't see the path right now. So you can ask the universe for whatever you want. The universe, by the way, is designed to give us what we want.
And
however,
then clarity will come.
Yeah, however, the universe operates on what goes on in here. So if you want something, you have to be able to language it, ask for it, and start to do the work on creating it and expect it to happen.
It's coming.
And then push your feelings and vibration up to as if you already have it. You have to act as if. You have to get yourself to that place where you're grateful and appreciative and happy, and then you start to attract, new things. So if you want to make a career change and you don't yet know what that is, you can just start by saying, like, how do you want to feel? How do you want to wake up every day? That could be your new story. How do I want to wake up every day feeling like this? I want to go to my job. I want to have a job that allows me to work wherever I want, doing whatever I want. I want to make a living talking to people on the phone, whatever. You can make it up any way you want.
Yeah, and that can be what Noelle's saying right now about the career thing is you can have it be for your home, you can have it be for your children, you can have it be for your workout regime. You just put it out there and expect it to change and keep doing little things, and the next thing you know, it's new.
So remember, we try to keep the integrity of this at 30 minutes so we don't take up too much of anyone's Saturday morning. But we want to remind you that we just launched Practical Change, and go to thecoffeechatshow.com. The publisher of Practical Change so there's a little cool story there. My mom published her own books for over 40 years, and she had a little publishing label called Wonderwork Studio. When she passed away in 2020, I actually incorporated Wonderwork Studio, which I now own. Which is a different company from Fortunato Partners. So it's a separate Vermont-based small publishing house that is publishing my books. We've stopped using the other publisher, and we are now publishing these under our own label. And we're thinking about offering a service that publishes, that allows you guys to publish if you have something that you want to publish. And we're still thinking that through. But I could edit Tracy would edit. We would put together a package with some other people. There would be, marketing and editing and things like that. So it would operate as a separate business, and Tracy would probably run that business along with someone else. But we're thinking about that. So if you do have a book that you are, that you want to write and put out there under under a small publisher, you could email us. You can go to thecoffeechatshow.com. You can find all the contact information there. You guys will really love this book. I am hearing feedback that it's even better than the second version of Practical Change. So go to thecoffeechatshow.com, click the banner that says buy your copy of Practical Change version 3. Dodie's asking, what would I publish? we would publish inspirational, motivational. So think of like Hay House, you know, kind of what they do. I wouldn't publish, we could look at novels, we could look at nonfiction, anything that motivates and inspires. I wouldn't publish like horror or mystery or murder mysteries or anything like that. So it would have to kind of be in line with, you know, our wish to support people creating futures unlike the past. I don't know if that's exactly a topic, but but we could make it one.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a future forward, you know, solution oriented publishing, small publishing house where we would you know, where we would want to inspire, and we could do children's books, we could do, you know, anything as long as it's motivational and inspirational. I feel like as long as it fits that, you know, even if it's someone's story, it needs to fit that genre. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna leave you. We have things to do. We got to run around and get a bunch of stuff for Delta Higher. Tracy wants to toast the new book. Ow! Cheers. Okay, so go visit thecoffeechatshow.com. Yeah, Dodie, we could publish children's books if they were, inspiring, or they had a story to them where, you know, we were trying to help kids learn about leadership or healthy habits or anything like that. Yeah. So I'm happy to entertain any conversation. Something that we're thinking about. So, but if people are interested in that, you can definitely contact us and we can start conversations to see what's possible. Obviously, we have a built-in marketing system because we have all of you. Yep. So, okay, so go to thecoffeechatshow.com, click the banner that says Buy Practical Change. We are supporting young literacy with the sales of this book, so we encourage you to share the link of the book, have your friends buy it. We'll keep hitting it as we approach the Christmas season. It makes a great Christmas gift to inspire. We hope you guys have a great day. We've got to run out and do some errands.
I gotta get my suitcase. No.
Just to get her suitcase, which came in separate from her. Long story. And we've got to get ready for the Delta Higher crew. And they land and descend on us tomorrow. So we're going to say goodbye to our podcast folks. Noelle needs a lot more coffee. We'll say goodbye to our Facebook fam. We'll see you next week.